everybody.
Hello.
And welcome back to
Oi, Mister.
I think I said it weird the first episode.
You then need to introduce your name.
Oh, no, you're right. Hi, everybody. I'm Katie Blake, and this is my good friend, Louis York.
Yay.
Yay! He did it. We did it.
Yes.
Okay.
It was done together.
Yeah.
How are you?
How am I? I am good. I'm a little tired. I have to say, allergy season in the UK is kind of kicking my high knee.
I don't have allergies, but good luck.
Must be nice to be perfect.
Well, maybe it is. Maybe it is.
I feel like every time I come to you with a complaint, you're like, I don't have that.
Yes, no, that's my favourite thing to do. It's like people say, it's like, yeah, that sounds really bad. I don't have that issue.
The worst. Jail.
Yes.
Yeah, no, I'm fine. I've just been taking a lot of Claritin, you know.
Is that imported then? Because I feel like, do we have that here?
Yeah, you do have it here.
Okay. I feel like that's one of the classic US medications.
I mean, who knows? Well,
Advil?
We don't... Oh, you guys don't have Advil here. No. Paracetamol.
Paracetamol.
I have a bunch of Advil in my pocket right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Don't do anything you...
No, it's just like a little thing that I do. Like, anyway, and I don't know why I'm talking about this, but like just being a woman...
That's fair.
Yeah, it's just like I have just like Advil in like all my coat pockets.
What I've heard is good is a dispersible Panadol.
Panadol. Yeah, I don't have that. I just have a lot of either ibuprofen or Advil that I like sprinkled in all my coat pockets.
I like to call it ibuprofen.
What?
Ibuprofen.
Why?
Because it sounds fun.
Okay.
Instead of ibuprofen, ibuprofen.
Okay.
It sounds like a dangerous, like, oh my god, he's on ibuprofen.
Oh, yeah. No, okay, you're giving Walter White. I'm scared. Shaking in my boots.
Crazy.
Anyway, should we get to our little segment of the day? Because I have come across something in Britain that I think is absolutely crazy.
Yeah, feel free.
Is that you guys have coerced and rebranded Where's Waldo?
Yes, well, it's...
For your own sick narrative.
It's funny you say that. It is funny you say that.
Why? What's up?
Because Where's Wally was created by British author and illustrator Martin Handford.
Wait, really?
In Britain. And it was changed to Waldo because Hilary Knight, who was incidentally a great friend of my grandmother's, but also was the creator of, Madeline, I think.
Oh my god.
No, not Madeline. What's the one where she lives in the plaza?
Oh, Eloise at the Plaza.
Eloise. The creator of Eloise had a book called Where's Wallace about a missing monkey. And so they had to rename it to Where's Waldo because Where's Wally or Wallace was already a thing in the US.
Yeah.
So, gotcha, essentially.
Gotcha.
Where's Wally came first.
Okay, well I just feel like... Oh, you know what? Okay, I have no leg to stand on here. I'm gonna give up, I think. Yeah.
No, I have been cruel and unfair because I insisted that I was told what was coming up, and I had a little inkling.
Oh, you were prepared.
that it was it was a British book, and I thought, well, let me just have a quick
Give
Google.
it a Google. Horrible. Do me dirty like that. But anyone, probably someone in the comments would have been like, Katie, you're an idiot.
Well, you know, I've gazumped them too.
Yeah, you have. And you know what? Good for you. The other thing that have you been watching White Lotus? Do you watch White Lotus?
No, but I'm following the ins and outs.
Yeah, no, just like all week I just go, Piper, no.
Piper, no.
Piper, no.
Taiwan.
Buddhism. That's
great.
just thinking of America. I'm just thinking of her this week.
Well, some people were saying this is a completely unrealistic accent, and other people saying you don't know. There are people who speak exactly like that.
No, I've like seen this on TikTok, and like it's all these like North Carolina moms.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, like say Buddhism, and they're like Buddhism.
Yeah.
So good.
Respect.
Yeah, respect.
Honestly, I mean, I think it's really great for people to have accents. I think that's fun. And for them to be on television.
When I went, because I did college in the South, I was like, where are the accents? And there were certain people who did, but people who were from Charleston, like, it was very, like, hit or miss if you had an accent or not.
Well, people are judged for it in the same way that they are here, although I think it's more extreme here. But that being said, I also think that we have a higher diversity of accents that actually get broadcast in the UK.
Yeah.
Like, we have the Cornish people and...
Liverpool.
Liverpudlians.
Yeah.
Scouse. And
is that the one I just did? Liverpool?
Yeah. Scousers.
Yeah.
Lot of them.
Okay.
Chuckin. Can you do that? Chuckin?
Chuckin.
Chuckin.
I can't make that sound.
Chuckin. Yeah.
You're just gonna scare people.
Yeah. No, it's quite something. Respect to the good people of Liverpool.
Okay, no, yeah, respect. I did also just watch Adolescence.
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah,
Jeez.
we don't have to get into that because that's like really heavy.
No, I mean, having been a teenage boy, I feel like I've done my due diligence. I don't know that I need it.
Yeah, well, you technically helped on my documentary that was like very anti.
Well, we were discussing exactly this. You
Yeah.
know, earlier today that the men they need help. But
do
watch the.
When the cameras go off, we're like, wait, men need help, and that's what we talk about.
But they don't want the help, so.
No, what are we gonna do? Terrible. Nothing.
Nothing.
The answer is nothing.
That's the true ending.
No, seek help from professionals.
Yes.
Yes.
Talk to your friends.
Yes, just not women that you meet on dating apps.
So true. Or really any women.
Yeah, maybe just leave us alone. That'd be cool. So today we're diving into a fun topic.
Very fun.
Childhood meals.
Ooh, yum yum yum.
Yum yum yum. Because this is like such a classic like move to the UK conversation. It's like you sit at the table and you're like, ew, this food is disgusting, and then I'm gonna back British food. I'm gonna do it. And I hope that I want to hear some, I want this to be a combative exercise, and I'm gonna go into the attack, but I want you to defend your own, your own culture as well. I don't want to hear, because I think it's so boring when people just back down and say no, it is bad, because I don't like all British food, but I want How
to.
How could you?
Well, I think that it's not a fair fight where one person says, oh, how can you like British food? Like, it's all disgusting. Like, you like, I don't know, haggis. And then I say, oh, no, well, haggis, blah, 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 blah. And I support it, even though I don't personally like it. And then I say, well, in the US, you eat whatever they eat in the Midwest, or like the jellies and stuff. And then the other person says, oh, well, I don't do that, so it's okay. It's like, well, I'm able to support, I'm able to defend the motherland, even if it's not me.
I feel like British people don't like to do that, though.
No, but I feel the responsibility to in this circumstance.
Yeah, no, you are. The heavy is the head that wears the crown.
So true.
Yeah, and it's you in this instance.
Only in this circumstance.
Yeah, only in this circumstance. In this conversation, you're the king.
I won the podcast.
No.
No, you didn't.
No, you didn't. Good Lord. Yeah, it's okay. No, I do think we have to like tell the specific caveat when we're talking about like our own personal experiences with childhood foods.
Yes. Is
that we have a shared experience.
We do.
Yeah. Nervous laughter.
Our parents had certain opinions about food.
Yes. Well, okay, different but also the same.
Yes.
I grew up in an almond mom household.
And my parents had, they were not in the business of sharing the snacks. But not only that, my parents and I was brought up as pescatarian / vegetarian.
Yeah.
Although I rebelled from essentially age 3. But that meant that while a lot of people in the UK grew up eating and having their parents cook them certain meat meals, I didn't have those. That being said, it doesn't mean I haven't had them, and I've come to love them in my later life and cook them myself as well. So
yeah, like your birthday dinner, you cooked us lamb.
Yes. Did I?
Yeah, it was fantastic.
I don't remember that.
I think about that a lot. Oh, and then at Christmas you did short ribs.
That was brisket.
Oh,
I was very happy with that.
That was so good.
I guess I must have done lamb.
Oh my god.
I can't remember that at all. Oh yes, I do remember it now.
Yeah, it was so good. Yeah,
it was good.
Ugh, when's your next dinner party? I'm hungry.
No, I'm doing Eurovision.
Oh right.
Yeah,
oh, that's so far away.
It's like it's like. A few weeks.
It's fine.
It's actually
it's not that far away actually.
No. What I have been planning now is the Easter meal.
Oh, right.
For my family. We're having 16 people.
Oh my god.
I know. It's going to be a lot.
That is a lot of people.
I don't know where we're going to put them.
Are you going to cook for all of them?
Yes.
Or everyone helps?
Well, it used to be that there was more help, but my grandmother's died and both of my sisters now have sons.
Yeah, okay.
So a bit of infants that they're having to look after. So
now you're like the single uncle.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, interesting. Okay, so growing up, my dad would cook like on the weekends because he was like a pretty good cook. Sometimes he'd cook during the weekends, but my mom would like do most of it. And a classic in our household, meatloaf and baked potato.
Crazy.
Yeah. Have you ever had meatloaf?
Well, my mum is American and my
Right.
grandmother made meatloaf for me.
Okay.
On at least one occasion.
Because I once had a conversation where somebody like point blank out of nowhere asked me, what is meatloaf?
It's not something that is common here, not at all.
Yeah.
We have similar things, I think, in Scotland and Ireland. There are various different, like, baked mince situations that
It
get
was a
sliced.
Scottish person who asked me this question.
Yeah. I think it's quite old-fashioned, and it certainly it's not brushed with ketchup.
You said that like it was like covered in like throw up.
I believe the correct term is derision. And that was what was meant.
Oh my god. It's good though. Have you had it?
Yes, I told you. It was
But like
made for me
like classic with the ketchup.
by my grandmother.
Okay, but then you have a little ketchup on the side, your baked potato, a little bit of
Well, we
maybe
have
some
jacket potatoes
broccoli.
here. I feel like broccoli isn't that traditional.
Yeah, you do a little broccoli on the side, a little green beans. You know, whatever you got. Yeah, whatever frozen vegetable you had in there.
Yeah, that upsets me. I don't like
Yeah.
frozen broccoli. It's just always overcooked, isn't it?
Yeah, well, usually we had fresh broccoli, to be fair. Like steamed. We did a lot of steamed vegetables.
Well, my parents had a built-in steamer.
A built-in steamer.
Like you have an oven in the wall, but they had a
Okay.
steamer. Which had to be cleaned with white vinegar, I remember. It was quite a lot. It was quite intense.
Yeah.
It was like a proper piece of like catering kit. I still don't completely understand why they had it. But they put that kitchen in. I don't know.
They're just really into steaming things.
Yeah,
Do they
like-
still steam a lot of stuff?
No, they didn't steam one thing afterwards. And we have a microwave that has like a steaming option, which they have never used. I used it once to do asparagus, and they were raw. It does not work. But
terrible.
Like, even so, they must have really loved steaming for that like 6 months when the kitchen was being built.
Yeah.
And then as soon as we left that house, it was like, steamer? I hardly know her.
Yeah. Okay, so let's go to you. What was
Okay.
like a common like meal that you guys would eat growing up? Or
But-
I guess in the UK, because you were kind of an anomaly.
Yeah, I mean, because the go-to meal that my mum would cook would be like fried tofu with boiled rice and broccoli. No salt,
No salt.
no sauce,
Oh.
no seasoning. Maybe a little bit of soy on the.
Louis,
Yeah.
I'm so
That was the situation, and you can imagine now why I was like, I want to eat meats
It's all clicking why you are the way you are.
because you've got to have some flavouring. You know?
Yeah. You love a sauce.
I do love a sauce.
Yeah.
No, well, we went to see Mickey 17,
We
where
did.
like the key point was like the quality of the sauce
Yeah.
and
Terry Collette's obsessed with sauces.
Yeah, I very much. I saw from her eyes. I agreed. Yes, and the other two meals that were popular were things that I had inherited from my grandmother, who is Jamaican but from the US, and so we had rice and peas. But because she lived in New York, they added tin tomatoes, which is very untraditional.
Oh, okay.
And also Branford spaghetti, because they were the Branford family. And it was spaghetti with tomato sauce and red peppers, with lots of pepper, black pepper
Okay.
as well, but with frankfurters that were sliced up and mixed through.
Sounds really gross.
And then with grated cheese on top, grated
Okay.
cheddar cheese.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, another turn I was
Yeah,
not
yeah.
expecting.
And also, traditionally it was done with bacon, but we had it with veggie franks and no bacon because it was
Vegetarian.
But,
Okay, interesting.
it's one of my favourite meals. It's really good. I have created my own version where I essentially do a version of it with like spaghetti alla cecina, which is where you essentially like burn this. It's really good. It's like
It sounds.
like
Nobody's
spicy
gonna know what you just said.
Spaghetti all'assassina.
What does that mean?
It's like assassin spaghetti.
A what? Assassin spaghetti?
Yeah. Because it sort of chars the spaghetti, but it cooks at the same time, and it caramelizes, and it's really spicy, and you do that, but with like, you fry off bacon and frankfurters and onions and stuff, and mix it through.
Okay.
And it's all tomatoey, and then you put the cheese on top, and it does work.
Stunning.
I use a pestle and mortar for the black pepper because I use a lot of black pepper in it, it's nice. But no, traditionally, and for instance, when I went to another household for like to go for and play with a friend when I was in primary school, I was served something like, for instance, spaghetti bolognese.
Yes.
And I remember specifically this situation where the pasta was not only overcooked but was not drained properly.
Oh.
So with a wodge of sauce plopped on top, it was just swimming in like a sea of lukewarm, tepid, unseasoned water.
Oh my God.
In the plate. And it was just, Jesus Christ, that was quite something.
Okay.
And the parmesan that was like dehydrated and you like, it was like grated foot stuff. It wasn't fresh from a...
Oh, it wasn't fresh.
Well, you know, the stuff where it like comes from, it's like from the 70s and it's dehydrated and it comes from a little...
Like a packet?
No, not even a packet, like little plastic tube.
No, I have no idea what you're even talking
terrible.
about.
It is quite terrible.
That sounds scary.
Yeah. Anyway,
Yeah.
so that's our sort of... That's what we go with.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the other thing, too, like in most American households, like spaghetti night, that's always big, so kind of related.
Yeah.
That's just a classic, easy for kids. But then we would have taco night. That was like a really big thing.
Yes. Well, I think the taco has more recently arrived here.
It's not good, though.
No, I know.
It's not.
Well, what I've recently done is I made 14 burritos, which I've frozen, so I can now have a burrito whenever I like.
Okay.
Which I was quite happy with.
Yeah, no, I'm actually really excited. I'm gonna look in your freezer after we finish.
It's quite obsessing. It's like there's a whole wall of them. And I made my own refried beans, which it was quite a lot of work.
Yeah.
From the dried beans.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do these kinds of... I joke all the time, viewers, that Louis is his own trad wife.
I am. You have to be, I think, in this day and age.
You make your own sourdough.
Yeah, I'm
you
growing my own vegetables.
You what did you do last time? You made crinkle cut fries.
Oh yes.
And froze them.
Yeah. I've just finished those.
From potatoes.
From potatoes.
It's just
I made my own prawn crackers from prawns.
Oh right.
Yeah.
That's insane.
You should try. I'll do one up for you later.
Oh, a prawn cracker?
Yeah.
Okay. I think I've had them at your last Eurovision party last year.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah.
Well, I've worked out how to do them in the microwave now, so.
Oh, tea.
It was a lot easier. But these ones have more prawn.
More prawn.
Yeah. But I realised I don't really like the flavour of prawn. I did it, and I was like, I'm going to add more prawns, so it tastes more of prawn. And then I made it, I was like, I mean, it does taste more of prawn, but I now realise I don't really like
don't like prawns. I think, you know what I think, actually, bringing it back to UK versus US, you guys have weird chip flavors in this country.
We've got great crisp flavors.
No, they're terrifying. And I know because I'm not a big snack person.
I think one episode we should try snacks. And
mukbang.
Yeah, honestly. I go and get some British stuff and you go to an American shop or whatever. And
yeah. Oh, interesting. American shop. Ugh. I think those are we're getting off track, but I think that those American candy shops that are downtown.
Well, they are that's
fronts.
A front for, it's money laundering, but there are real ones.
Okay, I'll have to check that out. Yeah.
You don't like our crisp flavors.
Oh right, I don't like your crisp flavors. Okay, so my friend Sydney came to visit me a couple of weeks ago, and she was like, "Oh, what are some good snack recommendations?" And you guys have such weird chips. I don't eat the chips. I don't eat chips in general. Or crisps. I don't eat crisps. And so I took her to Tesco, and I forgot you guys had Thai chicken potato chips, and
Well, we have Thai sweet chili and we have roast chicken.
Roast chicken. It's so weird.
They're good. Twice sweet. Thai sweet chili, I would say, is possibly one of the best crisp flavours ever created. Sensation. £1, the large pack. This is something that is like, for a certain generation, you'll remember this. At the co-op, you could get a large pack, of Sensations, which are crisps, Thai sweet chili flavour, for £1.
Okay.
And normally, a packet of crisps was like, for a smaller one was 80p at the time.
Okay.
And then for 20p extra, you had a large. And all of the other large ones were a lot more expensive.
Okay.
And oh my goodness, was that a great deal. And now it's so expensive and it's just a waste of time. It's just a waste of time, food prices nowadays. But those crisps, it's a great time. I mean, I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. No, my favourite is prawn cocktail.
You just said you don't like the taste of prawns.
No, but prawn cocktail doesn't taste of prawns. It's the flavour of Mary Rose sauce. So it's a mixture of ketchup and mayonnaise with a bit of... So it's like a spicy tomatoiness with a bit of paprika mixed in. So it's like what you also don't have, which is salt and vinegar, which is also great, but with more depth of flavour. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, just whatever happened to just barbecue? Whatever happened to... I actually don't know chip flavors. I'm not good at this. Sour cream and onion.
Boring. Where's the zing? Where's the zap? These are incredibly mellow. Like barbecue essentially just tastes of sugar and brown, and and sour cream and onion is like, okay. Well, A, we do that at least with Pringles, and B, boring. Boring. No, you want to have salt and vinegar. You want to have roast chicken. You want to have chicken. Prawn cocktail.
Crazy.
These are classics. I wouldn't say no to pickled onion, to be completely honest.
Pickled onion
is a classic. We love our sour here. I feel like this. You like sour and sweet in the US.
We do.
But sour and savoury, you're not as onto. Whereas like anything with vinegar or lemon or anything like that for a savoury is nice and spicy knickknacks.
What?
Nice and spicy knickknacks.
Okay, what are you saying to me?
It's a snack.
Oh, what is a nice and spicy knick-knack?
Well, it's a knick-knack, which is like a little knobbly corn snack.
None of this makes any sense. Wait! Oh my god, can we tell the story about when we went to the movies?
That was an American thing as well. We had gone to see The Substance.
Yeah.
And I had previously we were in the centre of town and we had gone to Whole Foods and I had picked up some like corn nuts, okay? Some barbecue corn nuts. Okay, which I thought, okay, that's like popcorn. That's a classic snack. And maybe they were a little loud.
First of all, they were very loud. However, chewing is not a crime.
Nope.
Especially in the movie theater. And also the movie had barely even started.
I was accosted by a woman who was maybe 7 or 8 meters away.
Yeah.
During the ads about about the level of my crunching, which I just do not believe. I do not believe in. And I wasn't being anyway, and I didn't stop, but I did try because The Substance is a film with a lot of loud moments, so it was those moments where I would choose to go crunch, crunch, crunch.
Crunch, crunch, crunch. I also think they left.
Do you think I made them?
No, not because of you, because of the movie.
Oh, okay, thank you.
Because a lot of people started to leave during the second act when it got ridiculously gross.
I was laughing. I was having a great time.
We were all laughing. As I was laughing as a trauma response because I was being traumatized by that. I actually can't think about that movie.
I had a great time.
Oh my god. Yeah. Yeah, anyway, but crunchy, crispy snacks brings us to taco night.
Yes.
And I have a funny story.
Okay.
Because I just love a funny story.
White people taco night.
White people taco night. It has everything to do with white people. My favorite white person, Chris, my father. Okay. He is such a king, and I'll probably bleep his name. Actually, that's probably the best. But he is he's like a woke king. You know what I mean? He's hip with the cultures. You know, He's down with the pronouns. He's gonna do people right. And growing up as a kid, he would always go to the authentic the Mexican grocery stores. He would go to the Asian grocery stores, not just the section in Giant or whatever. Giant. And yeah, that's a grocery store in the US.
It's like Walmart.
It's no, it's like a Tesco.
Well, Tesco's like Walmart. So
I guess, yeah.
Is it a
It's just food, kind of.
It's a supermarket.
Yeah, supermarket.
Okay.
Yeah. So anyway, Chris would
I
go.
only know Winn-Dixie.
I don't think that's a thing anymore.
Really?
No, I don't think those exist.
That makes me very sad.
I don't know. Maybe that's like only like really when you go to the South.
Love a Winn-Dixie.
Okay, maybe in Florida they have those.
Yeah.
Probably.
Oh, yeah.
But anyway, so my brother had like a school, like a thing he had to make something for Spanish class, and they had to go get plantains. And so my dad took my brother to the Mexican grocery store, which he usually would do by himself.
Mm-hmm.
And so my dad was like going in and like showing my brother the ropes and like, looking around, and I think maybe they asked somebody a question, and somebody called him a gringo.
Fully accurate.
Yeah.
Correct.
And like my
Well.
dad looks like Ted Lasso, like he is the whitest man to ever live, like
As this is right.
as is his right. Like, yeah, so that was very funny. And I think about that a lot when we're making our white people tacos.
What is Ortega sauce?
I don't know.
Because that's in the song.
Ortega sauce. What song?
White People Taco Night.
Oh, this is a song? I didn't know this.
White People Taco Night. I'm not going to sing that. We get our something from the grocery store.
Okay.
And our shredded cheese from the grocery store. And our Ortega sauce from the grocery store.
Bop.
Yeah.
Okay. No, I don't know what that is.
It might be that the guy who sang it has been cancelled now, but I might be getting him mistaken with somebody else.
Oh, that always happens.
Yeah, he's
always
milkshaked up.
happens. My God.
Yeah.
What are we to do? Anyway, that's my little anecdote.
Lovely stuff.
Thank you.
I support it.
Okay, should we talk about some hideous, disgusting British meals now?
And some awful, terrible American meals, yes.
Yeah, okay. I'll go first.
Okay.
Do you know clam chowder?
Yes. I haven't had it, but...
You haven't had it?
No, I mean, I have to say seafood is not my favourite, and mixing seafood and dairy is, like, double bad.
Oh my God, so good.
And also... I don't know. This is the thing is that like so you're allowed to have that beige, but we're not allowed to have our beige. But my argument in this podcast is that beige is okay.
Well, clam chowder comes from New England, so that makes sense.
It's anemic, like literally grey slop that is
but
served.
It's so tasty.
And yet we're not allowed to have our tasty brown. You can have your tasty grey, but I can have my tasty...
You guys have plenty of grey things in this country.
Well, it's not supposed to be grey. It might be grey if it's cooked poorly, but it's supposed to be brown.
What about porridge? Porridge is disgusting.
And what's it called in the US? You have oatmeal in the US?
Oatmeal, but oatmeal is different than porridge. Porridge is like even goopier than oats.
Sounds like you're doing porridge wrong.
How is porridge not goopy?
Well, to be fair, the way I do porridge, I put it in the microwave until it turns into a flapjack. So no, that's just me.
Okay, well, yeah, then.
But no, and the toppings you put the berries on it and the banana and the honey and the
Sorry.
the banana, you know.
The what?
Banana.
Okay.
Banana.
Stop. I'm like actually glitching.
The Minions.
Oh my God! Yes.
Banana.
Yeah, the Minions. I went to go see like one of those in theaters with my friend because she was like, "Let's go," and it was a horrible experience. That's my story. That's the end. That's the end.
My mum grew up in Thailand partly, and people are not going to be able to make sense of this story. I'm going to have to tell the whole story at some point, but I'm not going to do that.
Yeah. Okay.
And her stepmom was from a place called Nana in Thailand, in Bangkok. And the word for house is ba. And that house got knocked down, but there is now a stop on the monorail in Bangkok named after the house that was there.
Okay.
And it's called Banana. And I was like, oh, it's like banana. And she was like, oh, yes, I never thought of that. It's like, you lived in a house called Banana, and you never considered that it might be banana? Anyway.
Icon. All right.
Banana.
Yeah.
Great place.
Sounds like a great place. Okay, now you give me one.
So what was your one?
Clam chowder.
Clam chowder. Well, if we're moving down the list, at 22, in the top 22,
okay,
we've got chili con carne.
Chili, which is just chili.
Yes, with meat.
Yeah, we have chili in America too.
Yes. what is interesting is that, like, I have not worked out why this is such a popular dish here, because there are a few ways that dishes become popular in the UK.
Okay.
Either it is because of the fact that it was always here, because it's a British dish.
Okay.
And, whatever, it comes from the UK. Or it's because a group of people from where it's come from have moved here and either started restaurants, or it's something that they cook, so it becomes part of the and I'll tell stories like this going forward with some of the other dishes. Or it's part of a restaurant thing, like a lot of Thai restaurants opened up recently, so people know what pad Thai is now in the UK. But there are not many Mexican people or Tex-Mex restaurants or anything like that in the UK, and there never have been. So why is this such a popular meal that people have at home? It does not make sense to me. I have not found a reason for it in the UK, but 96% of people in the UK know of it. 66% of people enjoy it, think positively upon it. I'm not a big fan of a bean, so.
Yeah, I have to be in the mood for chili.
Element of it, and also if you're doing it with rice, like mince and rice, then it's just. Oh. And I'm saying this about British chili con carne.
Okay.
I'm sure the traditional version from Central America is delicious and fantastic.
Yeah.
But that is not what is being eaten in the UK. But it's always a thing. It's like a running joke that like a dad will cook. He's cooking. It's chili night, and he's doing.
Yeah.
And not only that is that he has the secret ingredient, which he adds chocolate to it. And obviously, you're supposed to add like 100% dark chocolate, and I'm fairly certain most of the time these people are adding dairy milk.
Oh my god!
But I'm sure it's super, super popular. But again, I mean, a great example of beige that is not from the UK.
It's not,
golden
chili
brown.
isn't beige. Chili should be brown.
Yeah, but beige and brown, I feel like a lot of things are beige but should be golden brown. But like golden brown, it's like it's brown. Like, what's wrong with brown?
I get nothing's wrong with brown.
Good, that's the correct answer. Yeah, actually, I've got more questions on that.
There is no. Jesus Christ. We're gonna get second episode. We're gonna get canceled. Oh. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Oh. So this list is kind of crazy. Have you heard of fried green tomatoes?
I've seen the film.
Have you eaten them?
No, I don't like tomatoes.
Oh, they're so good.
Love potatoes though.
I lived in Charleston for like 3 years, and they can really do a fried green tomato.
Have you seen that film?
Yeah. Yes. Dolly
That goes
Parton.
off the rails.
Yeah.
At the end.
Wait, is that fried green tomato? Is that the one where it's like Julia Roberts is gonna get married?
That could be any film.
No, you're right. It could be. No, that's the other one where they're like a hairdresser.
The best little. I don't know. There's 9 to 5. She did a lot of our Dolly did a lot of similar films.
She did. Yeah, some of these are like very regional. So there's also like Chicago style deep dish pizza, which may I just say is disgusting.
If they put the cheese under the sauce. Is that that one?
Yeah, but it's like thick and it's like deep and really saucy.
Well, you just have to think of it as a tart. It's a tart. It's not a pizza. It has no relationship to the pizza of yore, the Neapolitan flatbread. Like this is a baked tart, tomato and cheese tart.
I just don't like it.
The thing that I think chemically is what doesn't work about it. Although I have to admit I have not had a traditional authentic version, so I am willing to be proved wrong.
Yeah.
Is that one of the great things about a pizza, and this is true when other people do it wrong as well, is the crisping of the cheese.
What about the crisping of the cheese?
Well, that the cheese has to be on top to get crispy.
Oh, yes.
And when the cheese either is too watery to get crispy or is not given the opportunity to get crispy because it is under the sauce,
right, then
I think that you're missing out on one of the great fantastic elements of the pizza experience.
Okay, yeah, no, I would agree with that,
Yeah,
actually.
yeah.
Okay, not so hot of a take, Louis.
Sorry, I'm going to have to come back with some more controversial perspectives.
Yeah. Okay, I do feel like we need to talk about some really disgusting British ones, like...
Well, I'm going to give you a few that are similar and their rankings.
Are you going to do... Can I guess one of them?
Okay.
Because I think it's disgusting. Toad in the hole?
Yes. So we're going to talk about Pigs in Blankets,
okay,
Bangers and Mash, and Toad in the Hole.
Right.
Which, incidentally, are at number 16, number 12, and number 10 respectively.
Wow.
So Toad in the Hole is the highest, with 99% of people knowing what it is and 75% of people thinking on it favourably. Little behind the scenes thing, we actually have already recorded this episode and are re-recording it. And after speaking about Toad in the Hole in the previous version of this episode, I was so excited about it that I made it from scratch myself. Multiple times.
I forget, what is it again?
So, we'll go through this in order. Pigs in Blankets you also have in the US, but we have a different version.
Right.
This is number 16, which is a sausage wrapped in bacon. So there's a pig in a blanket made out of its own flesh.
That's so dark.
But it's not something that is like traditionally had as its own meal, or as like it's a side as part of a larger roasted dinner, which we'll discuss. It's especially popular at Christmas time. But I'll talk about roast dinner as its own thing.
Okay, yeah.
The next one on the list is bangers and mash. Now you're hearing a connection, which is pigs, bangers, and toads are all sausages. We didn't decide that we would have one word for sausages.
Now you English people in your words.
But they're pigs because they're pork. They're bangers because they pop and go bang, and they're toads because when you look at them in the Toad in the Hole, they're all sort of shiny like a toad. But these are not processed sausages that are like reformed meat. There's actual mince that has been formed into an actual casing.
Yeah. And
are fat and juicy and delicious. And I ate a lot of sausages as a child, and it's one of my favourite foods. Love a sausage. Okay. But yeah, you then have bangs and mash, which is literally just fried sausages and mashed potato.
Yeah.
All of these would probably come with gravy.
Yeah.
This one especially nice with an onion gravy. This is not gravy with cream though. This is gravy as in I guess brown gravy. Is that
that's what I would call it. Yeah. Gravy.
We don't have white gravy here.
That's really like a southern thing, white gravy.
But again, another like a beige thing that I'm expected to accept.
That's the South.
No, well this is what. So you're not going to defend it then? You're not going to defend? No,
I'm not.
No, I just think it's lazy. I think it's just.
I will defend clam chowder.
Okay, well it's the same colour.
It is.
The same, and then that is probably beige. Then you can't get that to be like.
My friend Claire loves white gravy. Like
Okay.
she will defend it. She'll take it to her grave. She's from Georgia.
I don't need to know about her personal life. And then finally we have Toad in the Hole, which is at number 10, with 99% of people knowing what it is and 75% of people thinking favourably upon it. And that is sausages baked in the oven with a batter around it that puffs up, similar to a Dutch baby, but it's savoury, or a popover. And it's the same batter that we use here for what's called Yorkshire puddings, which is like a popover but has a hole in the middle.
Okay.
They're not. It's like a cup as opposed to being like a souffle.
Okay, you know what? I take it back. That doesn't actually sound that gross.
It's really good.
Yeah, that actually sounds.
And then with a load of gravy with it, it's really nice.
Yeah, but it's just the name that's really quite off-putting.
But it's Toad in the Hole. Because it's a Toad in a Hole. Like, what do you want from me? This is fun.
Know. Okay. Yeah.
Love that. Again, didn't have that growing up, but I know it's a popular thing for people to have. Classic midweek meal. Love it.
Yeah.
Right, my next sort of set of ones are essentially, I don't think we've discussed this, as like just the fact that there's a lot of Italian food that is eaten here. And I have a little breakdown, essentially that, where is it? Essentially, by World War One, there was an established Italian community in London, and also a lot in Scotland as well. About 20,000 Italians by 1915. Mm-hmm. Those are my numbers. But a lot of Italian food is in the UK. When I say Italian food, I mean British Italian, in the same way that you have American Italian food. I don't believe many of these dishes are really what is eaten in Italy. In fact, I'm absolutely certain of it. Specifically, spaghetti bolognese, which I already mentioned, is not eaten in the way that it is here, with like boiled pasta, or spaghetti with sauce on top, and like cheese. It's not a thing that exists in Italy. As a main meal as well, it's just not something. But very popular here, spaghetti with meatballs, which I know is also eaten in the US.
Yeah.
Spaghetti bolognese, pizza are all on this list. Garlic bread and lasagna. Garlic bread, which is from a very popular stand-up here.
You guys eat lasagna differently here, though.
Oh, really?
You have, like a white sauce on it a lot of times.
Oh, yes. You have... Oh, God, the cheese, the...
Like bechamel?
We use a bechamel.
Which is weird.
No, it works. It's great.
No, we use ricotta.
Ricotta, which is grainy and tasteless and horrible.
No, it's so good.
No. Bechamel is what makes it. Because you have the mixing of the bechamel with the tomato sauce, and it sort of turns into this delicious, like, pink deliciousness.
Yeah, it freaks me out. I don't know.
I believe also that bechamel is more traditional. So
whatever.
I feel like
Who
ricotta
cares?
is just lazy because you're only making one sauce then and just spreading the... You've got to make two sauces. This is the thing that confuses me, is that you could make a pasta bake with all of the same ingredients, and that would be so much easier than making a lasagna when you have to make all the layers. And yet so many people still make lasagna.
Because it's better.
So much work. Is it though?
Yeah.
Because the sauce and everything, it's all the same stuff.
I know, but it's like the thinness of the lasagna layers, and then the cheese. It's so good. Like, I eat my lasagna like a freak. I like peel back the layers.
That is weird.
But ours doesn't have bechamel in it, so it's easier to do.
No, the bechamel means that instead of like it acts as a lubricant, so they sort of slide between each other.
No, I'm out.
Love that.
Ugh.
I feel like they definitely don't eat garlic bread in the US. Do they eat garlic bread in America even?
Do we eat garlic bread in America?
Maybe. Okay.
Yes.
But it's a very specific thing, which is a baguette with
Texas
slices
toast.
In it. Well, I don't know what you're going on with that. This is a baguette that has diagonal slices in it with
Are you
garlic butter and
Are you
parsley.
explaining garlic bread?
Is that what garlic bread is in the US?
Yes, we have garlic bread.
And it's the same.
Yeah.
Where they slice into it, but then the bottom of it, you have to sort of tear off the bottom of it.
Okay, maybe not.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, well, it's like a baguette.
Yeah, a baguette.
You know, a baguette.
A baguette.
A baguette. And you slice it, and my dad makes really good garlic bread.
You slice it lengthways.
No. And then you do like a Parmesan, garlicky paste,
exactly.
And then it gets all
I
crispy.
appreciate that exists, and I believe I've actually cooked that for you. I did that for Eurovision last year.
Yes.
But the traditional English way is that you take a baguette and you slice it instead of... And actually, that's normally done with a ciabatta as well, isn't it? Your version.
No, we do baguettes, yeah.
But, like, you take the baguette and you slice it up and down.
Okay,
and
crazy.
And then you have it sort of tear away. But you don't... There's no Parmesan in there. It's just garlic, butter, salt and pepper, and parsley.
Okay.
And people normally buy it from the supermarket pre-made.
Yeah.
And you put it in the oven and you have it with your... and it's like... It's one of those weird situations where you have double carbs, which I think is more common in other circumstances. But it's like you have that with a pasta.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of carbs.
Yeah, we do that too. Yeah, no, we would do like spaghetti meatball night at my grandma's house growing up, like with all the cousins.
Yeah. And
then you get Texas toast on the side.
So what's Texas toast?
It's kind of like garlic bread, but like you'd buy it from like the freezer aisle, and then you put it in the oven, and it's just like tastes salty and it's amazing.
I've never had that. I mean, it sounds interesting, and it sounds as well golden brown. That sounds
quite
British to me.
Golden brown.
Golden brown.
This is interesting. Okay. Onion rings.
Yes.
Do you have those here?
Well, yeah. I mean, not super common.
Okay, they're saying that's American.
Yeah, it is. It definitely is American.
I didn't know that. Grits.
Grits, very American, very southern.
Southern.
You can't even get because I've tried to make grits before.
Of course you have.
And you can get polenta here, but you can't get coarse ground grits.
Yeah, and it's very different.
It's quite difficult to source.
So
another like beige slop, to be completely honest.
Yeah, no, I'm actually starting to realize that like a lot of like southern food is kind of similar to British food.
And I'm not denying, like, I think a lot of southern food is delicious, and I think a lot of British food is delicious also. Can we not also all be friends and like our food and be happy?
Ours probably has more flavors in it, I would say.
I think that anything can have more or less flavour than anything else.
Probably, yeah, just depends on the chef.
And also, if those flavours, I'm sorry, are coming from dried flavour packets that have been sitting in the back of your cupboard for 600 years, I don't want it. Like, if you're coming here with... It's always the thing as Americans, like, where's the dried onion? Where's the dried garlic? It's like, we used fresh onion and fresh garlic. Like, it's there. The flavours are there. We just didn't get it from the, like, that's been sitting in the back of the supermarket for 600 years. Like, we live in such a small country where fresh produce can be transported without it going off.
Well,
so we don't need to have things that are shelf stable. That's my...
Yeah, well,
my
it's
thing.
it's actually quite interesting because my friend who came to visit me is from the South, and she was getting like a lot of like her friends who don't know much about England, who are like from the South. They were like, "Oh, the food's gonna be terrible. Like you're gonna have an awful time," and like she was like, "Oh no, this is some of the best food I've ever eaten." I'm like, well, "Yeah, because it's London."
Also true.
Yeah, it's like, well,
This is like one of the
best
food capitals of the world.
Yeah, exactly. So like you're gonna
and also
eat
you're
well.
going to take her to nice places.
Yeah, because I know the places. Yeah.
Yes, so another classic is the fry up, the English breakfast, which I love and is another opportunity for
So
brown.
good. Yeah.
It is good. So that is fried eggs, fried tomatoes, not unlike fried green tomatoes.
Scottish breakfast though is better than English.
Well, is that just, what's the difference?
Potato scones, like a black pudding.
Black pudding's in English
Oh, it
breakfast.
is? I never get one here.
Okay, well.
In mine.
No, they probably look at you and think, she can't handle it.
Oh.
Black pudding's so good.
It's
Black
so
pudding,
good.
yes, is made of congealed blood, but
gross.
it's just sausage.
Yeah, it's good though.
It's got like little oat bits in it. It's delicious.
Yeah, it's
Love
delicious. Yeah.
Yeah, fried bread, hash browns, chips sometimes, or like a lot of these are interchangeable. Fried mushrooms, fried egg, or scrambled, but like a fried sunny side up egg is good with it.
I like a punch.
Sausage, baked beans.
Bacon.
Love baked beans.
Yeah.
A lot of tinned food. People are happy to have tinned food here, which I'm aware that is less popular in the US.
Yes.
People are like tinned tuna, baked beans, tinned soups. I think in the US people like tinned soups.
We still have that kind of stuff.
And also in the Midwest as well, people are happy with it. But
Campbell's soup. It's like a huge brand.
It's a Heinz here, which is interesting because Heinz is an American company. But Heinz sells more baked beans in the UK than in the US.
Yeah, because we do the other brand.
Which we don't have. Hunt's.
Hunt's, yeah.
We don't have that here.
Oh, it's so good. Well, because your baked beans taste different than our baked beans.
Well, I believe
ours are sweeter.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they're like a little bit more like kind of barbecue saucy. Like,
yeah, well, that's
sweet.
what I was going to say, is that ours are not barbecue sauce at all.
And sometimes have like
tomato.
bacon bits in them.
That would be nice.
It's so good. It's like a little more brown sugary.
Yeah.
So good.
I think also in the UK they've made everyone reduce salt and sugar in their like meals.
Yeah.
So everything just has less salt and sugar.
We should probably do that in America.
Yeah, well, I think it's something. It's like reduced heart disease in the UK by something like 30% or something.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Love that. Love an English breakfast. Classic stuff. That is that number 4 with 85% interest.
Ooh.
Or positive feeling. Another thing, obviously, is the Sunday roast.
So good.
Which is another sort of traditional English or British thing.
I eat one every week if I could.
Well, you ought to. It's like that's what happens. This is the tradition on a Sunday, which is you have roast potatoes, which again is like they don't do them properly in the US.
No. They're so good here.
Preferably in goose fat. You have, it's called like a meat and 2 veg. So you have a roast meat, so that's either roast pork, lamb, chicken or beef.
Yeah.
And each of them comes with a specific sauce. So pork comes with apple sauce, lamb comes with mint, beef comes with horseradish or mustard, and chicken comes with gravy, I guess. But I mean, also larger birds will come with a cranberry sauce, or equivalent red currant jelly as well.
So good.
So good. Roast potatoes and then a veg with that, and gravy and Yorkshire puddings, which we've already discussed. Is there anything else that you can go with it? I feel like that's everything. Oh, and delicious cauliflower cheese, which is so good. Which is like macaroni cheese, but instead of macaroni, it's cauliflower.
Oh, I don't think I've actually had that.
It's very good.
Yeah,
I think
sounds
you'd enjoy
good.
that. But
All right.
again, like pretty much beige and golden brown.
Yeah.
Then the national dish of the UK is of course chicken tikka masala.
Right.
Which was invented in Glasgow by, I believe, Pakistani restaurant. There are 2 restaurants that claim that they invented it. But it is a mixture of chicken tikka, which is like a grilled chicken with a masala sauce mixed with cream. So it is not something that exists in India. It's something that was invented as a combination of ingredients in order to market to the British palate and also what ingredients were available.
Yeah.
And as such, it is not pretending to be authentic, but it is authentic to itself in the same way that orange chicken is not authentic Chinese food, but it is authentic Chinese American food. Nobody in China was eating General Tso's chicken.
Yeah.
But it's still authentic to being Chinese American, and that's fine. That is okay. Same way deep dish pizza is authentic to Chicago, but not to Italy.
Yeah.
That's all right.
That's like a New York slice. That's,
exactly.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Like, and people can have their own food that was created in the place that they're from. Like,
slay.
That's not an issue. I appreciate I'm arguing with Wall here, but like.
Yeah. No, you're right. Oh yeah, I should argue with you. That'd be more interesting. No, you're wrong.
But some facts about... So there are around 9,000 Indian restaurants located across the UK.
Wow.
Which approximates one per 7,000 people. Over 2 million Britons eat at Indian restaurants in the UK every week, with a further 3 million cooking at least one Indian-based meal at home during the week.
Yeah.
So this is something that is very common in pretty much every household.
Yeah.
And yes, you will have an Indian. As in the same way you'll have a Chinese.
Right, yeah.
And that is...
I feel like you need to...
You are shortening that from Indian meal and Chinese meal. We'll have an Indian meal, or a Chinese meal, shortened to Indian or Chinese or Italian or Greek or any other.
This went viral, like, on the internet.
Go for an Indian meal. Go for a Chinese meal. It is fine, we're not cannibals.
Yeah, but it does sound concerning to an American ear.
Well, I think people just need to get a grip, to be completely honest. I just think that sometimes people just need to move on with their lives and stop getting upset over nothing. The final thing, and I know we're rushing through these, is fish and chips.
Fish and chips.
Which is classic, up and down the UK, people feel like the fish and chips from where they're from is the best fish and chips.
And they taste the same everywhere.
Yes and no. There are slight variations on what's available, but fish and chips are in general not made at home. You go to what's called a chippy. Or a fish and chip shop, chip shop, where it's normally, it should be, I think, on your street. Like, it shouldn't be further away than that. And traditionally it's served literally in newspaper. So when people have a bad story about them in the news, people say, oh, it's tomorrow's chip paper. Because
oh, cute. I didn't know that.
It's a nice little idiom.
Learned something new.
Yeah, but fried, chunky, chipped potatoes, which is like fries, but like bigger.
Chips.
It's sort of if you were to put 4 fries together into one.
I think we'd call that like steak cut fries.
Cut, yeah.
Yeah.
But they're not the same. They're their own thing. With fried battered fish.
Okay, yeah.
And you have mushy peas, which are marrow fat peas, not fresh peas that are sort of rehydrated.
Yeah.
Pickled egg is on the
ew.
popular side. Put gravy or curry sauce on top as well.
What?
And, I mean, the classic is lots of fish, fried fish, normally haddock or cod, or sometimes a rock, which is a type of shark. And lots of chips and salt and vinegar.
Okay.
Malt vinegar on top. Delicious.
I did know that.
And lots of people will essentially assume that fish and chips is from where they're from, but the honest truth is that it is from Spanish and Portuguese Jews who were thrown out of Spain and Portugal during the Spanish Inquisition.
Okay, yeah.
But they didn't go straight to the UK. They went from the UK from Spain, to Portugal. And in Portugal, they learnt about deep frying things. That is really the home of the Low Countries, Benelux. All of those places is where fried food originated, and it's from there that tempura comes from in Japan. It's where it's called French fries, even though they're actually Belgian. But like all of that sort of stuff, deep frying food, potatoes, anything battered, actually comes from there. But after they left in the 1800s, the Netherlands, they came to the UK in the 1850s and set up shops originally in London and then across the UK. So that is where fish and chips comes from. But it was one of the few foods that wasn't rationed. And I think that if you're wondering why the food here is not particularly either sophisticated or with a lot of fresh imported stuff, it is mostly because of rationing, which was a situation that during the Second World War, you had where's my numbers? In 1940, you had rationing that continued all the way up until the 50s. So even after the war finished, you still had rationing because of ongoing issues. But the U-boats, the German U-boats, were preventing imports from coming in because we're such a high population, such a small island. We are not able to feed ourselves. We're not able to achieve autarky. So we do rely on imports for a good proportion of our food. But bacon, butter and sugar were rationed, and then later on meat, tea, jam, biscuits, breakfast cereals, cheese, eggs, lard, milk and canned and dried fruit were all rationed as well. So it meant that people could only have a certain amount per week, and it was equally distributed across the population. So that has very much affected the nature of our food culture and why we have such a fond memory and appreciation for things like tinned foods. And things that are stodgy and filling and warming in our climate as well is unsurprising. But that's pretty much a tinned history of British food culture.
Stunning. The one thing that we didn't talk about, which because you have already spilled the beans that we talked about this before, and we had to fix the audio, but the because I think it's absolutely disgusting, is that you guys put tinned tuna into baked potatoes.
Baked potatoes, yes.
Yeah.
Tuna and sweet corn, not tuna and sweet corn. So this is a combination of, 3 or 4 ingredients, which is tinned tuna, mayonnaise, tinned corn, preferably Green Giant because it's better, and raw onion and salt and pepper.
Oh my god.
Raw chopped onion, and then that's mixed through and then put into a jacket potato.
No.
And also people love to put grated cheese on top of that.
No.
Now, I don't enjoy that. I don't enjoy pretty much any of those ingredients. But it is popular and I respect people's right to enjoy it. And we do have a friend who very much loves it.
Yeah, okay. Well, thank you guys for listening.
Thank you very much.
To this episode of Oi Mister.
Thank you very much. We'll see you soon. This episode of Oi Mister featured Katie Blake and Louis B. York. If you have any questions you would like answered in a subsequent episode, would like to send us a message, please contact us at oimistapod@outlook.com. That's oimistapod@outlook.com. Thank you.